You see this?
I'm recording. Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah, John. You're in the holiday spirit. I love it.
It's a self-portrait. No.
I love it. The only time you can get away with wearing yourself on your face in a shirt, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, Jim. Thank you, Cece and JV. I see you're in the house.
Cool.
So if
How you
you're
guys doing?
to, I'd
How you
love for you
doing?
to put your screen on, that way we can see your beautiful
Oh,
face.
yeah. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
We will be
Gotcha.
recording, and I'll go ahead. I don't know if
Hang
you're in
on.
the middle of something, Jim.
There
Hey,
you
there
go.
you go. Hey, Jim. I know
Hey.
you.
And my camera's on the side here. Hang on. I
You're
got two
good.
screens going.
No pressure. It's just when we're engaged, we are better able to learn more. So I want this to be something that's engaging and something that we are, yay. And Zoom user, what's your name?
Hey, it's Elsie.
Elsie. All right, I'm gonna do my best actually. Elsie. Ah,
Famous name. Famous name.
it is. Oh, see CC in the house. Then iPhone 3. Who, what is your name? Or can you change your name to who you are? No worries. John's
Hey,
doing.
while we're waiting, is there any trade show, insurance trade shows coming down the pike that you know of in the Tampa area? Or
Not
do
in
they
the
have them?
Tampa area. JV, I know we have a list of some events that are coming up, like in the community. Do you happen to see anyone in the Tampa area? I think we created like uh, a thing on Sheets.
There was one in Daytona, but I missed it. I'll tell you who it was that held it. You probably know it better than me. CPIA. They're out of Jacksonville, I think, but they had a really big crowd there. They did the convention center in Daytona,
Huh.
and they were all
The FAIA?
CPIA, which means, well, this was I guess sponsored by National Associations of Professional Insurance Agents,
Hmm.
and oh no, this Dana I spoke to is out of Alexandria, Virginia, but see, it's the Florida annual meeting trade show in Daytona.
CPIA, Certified Professional Insurance Agent. So
Yeah.
there is a sales-based designation from the National Association of Professional Insurance Agents.
The
So
prices, the
that's
tickets were
that's
pricey. The tickets were $200.
yeah, though that's not bad. The says seminars cost between 160 and 260. Um, but guys, we can go ahead and get started. I did want to oh, we got someone coming on, D Stewart. I did want us to introduce ourselves. If we're not able to do so via voice, I'd love for everyone to share it on the chat, who they are, what company they're with, what insurance they specialize in, and how long they've been insurance. So we got name, we got company, and I'm writing this on the chat, line of insurance that you specialize in, and years in insurance. Because I do want, I know we go to all these different insurance trainings and all these different things. I want to cater it to the presentation to you guys and see what is most important to you in order for me to share the most value. So if you guys want to come off mute, or if you can share that on the chat, I would really appreciate that. I know John We know John. Yeah.
Yep, AKA Papa Noel.
Hey, you look amazing, man. I love it.
John Langwell with Health Markets. I do health insurance for over 65, under 65, Medicare, small business health insurance for businesses 4 to 199 employees, cancer, heart attack, stroke, and other supplemental insurances, life insurance, and final expense. And I've been doing insurance for a total of 7 years.
7 years.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Right.
And I see you. It'll say you have Pure Care Health Solutions 1 year, and you do under 65 health. Awesome. Thank you for being here, Elsie. And we got D Stewart in the house. D Stewart, you want to share what you do?
Hi, how are you? My name's Demasia Stewart. I work with healthcare solutions, so selling health insurance, life insurance as well, but I haven't really tapped into that aspect yet.
Okay.
And I've just started like 2 months ago, so this is like my
Okay.
first open enrollment period, and I don't know, yeah, it is kind of difficult, kind of struggling a bit. So I was just kind of interested to see what other people would putting forth, and yeah, I just wanted to hear what you had to say. You sent me a few messages. So I was like, oh, let me jump on this. Sorry, I thought my thing was on mute before.
No, you're good. You're good. And feel free to put your video on if you're able to, no pressure. But if you can, would love to have you interact and be engaged in the presentation. And then Jim, you do mostly retirement stuff, right?
I do, well, I'm new, but I do, I'm with North American Mutual. And I do annuities and IULs, but actually, looks like I'm going to pick up another vertical in the healthcare market. So I'll let you know how that goes next time we talk.
Awesome,
Okay.
Jim. Well, happy to have you here. And we have another familiar face, Cece. How are you, Cece? And we know that you specialize in helping people with their finances, right?
Yes. So I do fixed annuities, variable annuities, 529 plans, wills, trusts, all the financial stuff, and help people get there. Like, they do like financial GPS. So people kind of don't exactly know where they're at. We figure out where they're at and then kind of give them a financial plan to get to where they want to be. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Nice, nice, awesome. Good to hear it. And I know Anthony just sneaked in here. Anthony, we are sharing our name, our company name, what line of insurance we specialize in, and then how long we've been in insurance. So if you want to put that in the chat, or if you want to pop off mute and just let us know, that'll allow us to understand you better and cater the presentation to fit your needs. So not to put you fully on the spot, but I saw you
My
coming off
name,
mute there.
can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
My name is Anthony Lopez. I sell health and life insurance, and we just got actually into selling annuities too. I work for the company called Meta Health, and I've been doing this. Wow, let's see. I think August is when I passed my test. So yeah, only been a couple months now.
Few months, awesome. Since August, awesome. And we got one person here, Randy. Awesome. I see people are trickling in. So Randy, we are sharing, if you can share it in the chat with us, what your name, what company you're with, and what line of insurance you're doing and how long you've been in insurance. That will help us cater the presentation to you. So I see that we have people from all different lines of business, right? We got Medicare under 65, we have retirement, we have investments, annuities. So awesome. So First of all, I want to let you know why you should be listening to me, right? Why, Paola of all people, why does she have the credibility to talk about really anything at all, right? So I started off so I'll tell you a little bit about my story, right? I started off in insurance about 6 years ago, and that was with US Health. It was an amazing opportunity to get into the health insurance game. But a few years later, I went independent. And when I went independent, I felt very lost. I didn't know what to do. I think I made maybe $3,000 the first month of me being an insurance agent, and just that does not cut it to pay the bills, guys, as you already know. So I was looking to different ways to do it. I really was looking to partner with different people, but I unfortunately wasn't able to find anyone that really matched my work ethic, that really was in it to win it. They gave a lot of promises, but they didn't really tell me, really help me in a big way. So I moved on to just do things on my own and figure things out as I went. And thankfully, that first year, I was able to make 100,000 in commissions in my first year as an independent insurance agent. I specialized in ACA plans, in private plans, United, Golden Rule, Allstate, and I also sold life insurance, final expense, and fully underwritten plans. It just depended on the person's situation. And so I became a true broker where I looked at people's individual situation, and I recommended the best option. And there was a lot of a learning there. I learned a ton through just breaking my teeth. And just a few years into it, I was like, okay, I need to grow a team, but I really don't know if I have what it takes. And I just kept on, doubting myself. But then finally, when I hit 100,000 in commissions in June, I was like, no, I need to share this information with other people. If I'm able to do 100,000 in just 6 months, there's so many people out there that are looking, and it wasn't even prime time, guys. It was just, January to June, which you guys know, it could be a very slow time for health insurance. So I thought it would be not wise to not share this information, because I can think about what that can mean for a family, right? They can travel the world, they can do for their kids, they can do a lot more than they could if they're able to make the income that they need. So that's when I started working on the coaching, and we did 100K Broker Boot Camp. So 100K Broker Boot Camp, John, Cece were there, and they learned about the fundamentals of what they need to put in place in order to make it as an insurance agent and be on track to make $100,000 in a year. And I can proudly say that my man John is killing it, and far way kicking it out of the stadium here, and far exceeding the $2,000 each week to make it to 100,000. And he has recently hired his own assistant, and so it is not rocket science, guys. John literally has been just keeping track of his numbers, really putting down the hammer and working. And I'm so super, super proud of him. I'm not going to put you on the spot, John, but if you do want to say a few words, I do want to give you the opportunity. But yeah, he's just killing it. You want to say a few words? Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest thing is realizing the difference between green and red work. Red work is busy work. You think you're doing something, putting in all kinds of hours, and you're basically spinning your wheels going nowhere. Farm that out. Have somebody else do that part. Focus on what's bringing in the green. And the other big thing that I did is I literally have a stack of books behind me. I took one book and I memorized it. 12-week year. I stopped thinking I have a year to do this and started saying, okay, I only have 12 weeks. What can I do in 12 weeks? You have a goal that's so far out there. I'm a little off. No worries. I'll adjust next month. It doesn't work. It's procrastination. procrastination is the father of nothing, and work is the mother of everything. Just get out and do it. I went from struggling to get 10 appointments a week to 15 in a day.
Let's go. I love it, John. And that's just a true testament of really applying yourself. So, you know, what you're learning, John, is not rocket science, right? No, but the accountability part of us meeting every week and making sure that you have your numbers together, and also, you know, seeing what issues you have and breaking down those barriers and having you focus on what's really important is, I think, is what's making the magic happen. But this week, John has been nice enough to allow everyone to be part of the training. So we do a training every week with the 100K Broker Academy. And this training is on the #1 secret to maximizing profits as an insurance agent. So, and thank you so much, John. Everybody, give it up for John. And yeah, let's go, John. Amazing job, John.
And the other thing is, you know, work hard today. And don't forget to reward yourself. If the reward isn't big enough, you're not going to work hard. So one of the things that taught me in that 12-week year is you bust your butt for 12 weeks. You have a week of vacation, or just to sit back and relax a little bit and get right back on it for 12 weeks. So I went from one vacation in the last 6 years to now I'm looking forward to 4 in a year.
Let's go. Amazing.
It's a huge
Amazing.
difference.
Amazing. And yeah, you guys know that I'm pretty big on vacation as well. We're going to Dominican Republic in a month, then we're going to Hawaii, then we're going to Bali. And so it's not just about killing yourself. It's about living the life of your dreams and designing the life that you want. And it is really, truly a math formula. But today we're going to talk about something a little bit different, and it is the best way to maximize profits as an insurance agent. And so any idea on what that is, guys? Any clues? Maybe put it in the chat, maybe let us know. Ooh, let's go. You met your goal, John. Let's go. You crushed it. That was 75 was your goal. I love it. Any idea though, guys, what is the #1 thing that you need to do to maximize your referrals? Referrals are good, yes. Where do referrals come from?
Everywhere.
Everywhere, yes. So they come from establishing relationships. So I don't know if you guys have heard of a famous quote from Grant Cardone that is, "Who has my money?" So he's very well known for being a shark in the business world. And he asks, "Who has my money?" So where we need to focus on is creating relationships with people that are already talking to the people that we are targeting in order for us to be able to reach them, right? So who is this? Helen Zhang. If you want to Google the Grant Cardone, feel free. There's a lot of really good information out there on him. He's a bit of a, you know, harsh, you know, a bit of an a-hole in some ways, but we call him Uncle Grant. He tells us what we don't want to hear. Grant Cardone's with a C instead of a K. So who are the people, guys, that are already talking to your ideal prospects? First of all, who is your ideal prospect, right? Who is that person? John, you came off mute. Oh, no, okay. So I'll tell you guys who my ideal prospect is. So my ideal prospect, her name is Laura. Laura is a lawyer. She has about 5 people working with her. She has been in business over 3 years. She really is very, very busy growing her business. She's wanting to hire more people, and she doesn't have time to deal with all the things. She sees a lot of value in insurance. She has some kids at home. She has a partner as well, a husband, but they need health insurance for their family, and they need health insurance for the firm. So what are some people that are already talking to Laura? Some other people are talking to Laura are probably a financial advisor, right? Laura has some significant income that she's been making over the course of the last few years. So she's talking to a financial advisor. Laura's also talking to other lawyers, maybe she does real estate law, and she has another person that does different types of law, like personal injury, things like property law, estate planning. She probably knows a lot of other lawyers. She also has a CPA. She needs to do her taxes every year. She also needs to make sure that she's staying on top of her numbers. So she probably has a CPA already. So those are people already that are talking to Laura all the time, that are in front of Laura, that I could build relationships with in order to get in front of more Lauras, right? And so one of the big things that we're encouraged to do when we're starting out as agents is to buy leads, right? Who's bought leads before? Yes, you bought, yeah. And how many times do we pick up the phone, call the lead, and they don't answer? Lots of times, yeah, lots of times. So I have found that the way of it's not about not calling the leads, right? Not investing in leads, but it's also, while you are buying leads and while you're doing your best to get your numbers, also focusing on growing those relationships in order to help you grow. So when I first got started, I bought leads, but I also joined the Chamber of Commerce. I also went into a BNI chapter, a Business Network International chapter. And alongside me doing the leads, I also created the relationships. Now, it took me a while, but I can proudly say that last year, BNI, just one organization, was 27% of my business. So 1 out of the 4 weeks in the month was my commission solely came from one group. And I am proud to say that also I spent zero money on buying leads all of last year and all of this year. So far this year, I'm at about $171,000 in commissions. And so that just is a true testament to it makes sense to buy leads at first, but then it makes sense to make those relationships in order to be able to get leads that are coming to you. So Jim, you had a question?
Yeah, what should I be paying for leads? I mean, assuming they're supposed to be good. Let's say it's a good lead. So what should I be paying for leads? Because someone's mentioned that to me several times, and I'm not opposed to doing it. But
Yeah,
I want to
so
know.
there's a lot of variables.
Yeah.
What you just asked me is, how much should I be paying for groceries? It depends on how much people you have in your family, right? There's a lot of variables.
Where you
So
shop.
what?
Depends on where you shop.
Depends on where you shop, right? If you go to Whole Foods, it's gonna be a whole different ball games than if you go to Aldi's. But typically, if there is a lead that the more exclusive the lead, the more you're gonna pay. Right now, what I'm seeing is a lot of under 65 health insurance people that buy leads for under 65 health are paying about $60 or so per lead for a kind of exclusive lead.
Mhm.
I know I've seen live transfers. So if someone is, picking up the phone, calling, and they're transferring them to you, those are more pricey. They're around like 150, right, John? Like around
Oh, well,
Okay.
we have an agreement, ours around 30,
around 30. Okay.
around 30.
If
But
you're
Mhm.
And then we've got those other ones which are shared, which can be as low as $7, but you're getting what you paid for.
Mhm.
Biggest thing with a lead is 90% of the people think as a lead as being an order taker. You can't do that. So
Mhm.
somebody calls in and they go, oh, I'm calling about that food card. 90% of the people go, oh, and they just drop the lead. It's like, okay, what is it you understand about the food card? Why do you think you may qualify for the food card? Well, let's take a look. Let's explain what the food card is, what you need to do to qualify for it. And you take that negative and you work it, because by the time they're done, they may realize, oh, I don't want or need that because I'll lose these benefits. But you were talking about this one other thing that you said I qualify for. I don't have that. How do I do that? You got to
So,
take that, because you're paying for it either way. So either you're going to pay for a 30-second hang up, or you're going to pay and, try and turn that around. And there's been times I've had people call in about a food card. By the time I'm done, they're now on Medicare. I got them on Medicare. I found out they're making so little money, they don't have Medicaid. So I've done the Medicaid application for them. I've got an appointment set up in 3 weeks, once they get that Medicaid, to put them on a dual advantage plan. And then they have other people calling me. It's all on how you work that lead. Don't be afraid to talk.
yes, and we can do a whole nother training on how to work leads and how to do that. However, the the thing about the leads is you have to work the leads, and they may not necessarily be someone that is hot and ready to go that needs your services. You have to be, like John said, sharp as a tack, enthusiastic as hell, an expert in your field, in order to make sure that you're turning that lead around and that's resulting in business. Now, but the vast majority of leads are not going to result in business. It's a numbers game. So you just have to, work the leads and be very intent with them. But a way to not have to buy leads is to be able to grow relationships with people that are already talking to the people that you need to talk to. So usually those people are CPAs, right? Does everybody have a CPA or a bookkeeper that right? The person that does your taxes is a person that, you should get to know a little bit better. But that way you don't spend money on the leads, but you spend your time on developing a good relationship, right? So really taking the time to qualify that person to see if they're a really good fit for you is really important, right? You got your CPA on the line and you're like, okay, here are the taxes, you got everything done, awesome. Hey, just out of curiosity, how many people do you actually like help that are in my shoes, right? Or you may be asking these questions when you're vetting someone, right? So how many self-employed people do you actually talk to? What how many clients do you have? People love talking about themselves, and no one ever asks them, guys, when was the last time someone asked you, hey, how many clients do you have? Hey, so really taking the opportunity to grow a relationship with them is really, really key, because you may also be able to send them referrals as well. So I send the person that I refer, I send them at least 2 referrals a week, because I talk to people who unfortunately haven't done their taxes and need to do their taxes in order to enroll in insurance for next year. And so, any idea of any other, yep, go ahead, Jim.
So to carry that another step, does the online systems that are available for the industry, the insurance industry, is that worth the effort to bring down more than just a few? I mean, you can bring down thousands of names and get as deep as you want, I guess, based on what you pay.
Mhm.
Are you folks using any of those types of systems to get leads? Because I think, see, I only call on companies. I don't call individuals. I'm only interested in companies with like 1,000 employees. So
So it
that's
would
sort of
be,
like
Yeah, so
narrow
Jim,
my
what would be
focus.
beneficial for you if you only call on companies is to gather data of companies that fit that profile, right? And I would start where you are. That way you can be close to them, and once you've got a list of people in the same kind of area, go there and knock on their door. And so everyone is going to have a different way of doing business, a different target market. You just got to think about who is the person that I am talking to? Who are they talking to already? Who do they have a good relationship with that they listen to their advice and that would be a good referral source for me? And who can I serve to? Who can I be a good referral source to as well? So if I get questions a lot on, oh, hey, I just switched over my job, right? Because I help people once they leave their job, I help them get insurance individually if they're starting their business. And so I get questions of, oh, hey, I'm moving, my 401k, I need to roll over my 401k. Okay, so then I have someone like Cece reach out to them to help them. And so Cece is also having conversations with other people. And then she is referring people to me if they're on something like Cobra, right? If they're paying a lot for health insurance. She's also, because she has all this information in front of her, right? Where how much they're spending, what they're doing for health insurance, what they're doing for other types of insurance. So she's able to send that over to me for me to help. So we can be really great referral partners because we're working with each other in order to get more opportunities. But if you need to do both, right? You need to work your own system and get your own opportunities, and then also create those referral relationships. Now, the reason I say maximizing profits, guys, is because I have seen some people literally run themselves dry just buying leads. So I know someone that I can call and I can ask them, hey, how much money did you spend on leads? And how much money did you actually make? And those two numbers will be the same. They literally bought so many leads, they literally didn't make any money. And then they quit and they moved on to something else. So the key is to do the things that you know that you need to do, like buying leads, like creating lists, like knocking on doors, like going on your client visits and asking your clients for referrals, but then also creating relationships with people that already talk to people that that you want to talk to. So Helen sent me a message saying, she's a CPA. Nice. Okay. So I'd love to talk to you. So she recommends about 20 calls per week from health. How many are selling health insurance? Yeah, so out of all of us, I think myself and John and Anthony and Ilse, I think, are selling health insurance. And these two are also selling health insurance. So any other, so we have CPAs, right? We have accountants, bookkeepers. We also have financial advisors. Any other people? Yeah. Who else?
Doctor's offices are perfect for referral partners because you want to go in and don't ask them, oh, do you need for a client? You go in and you make yourself a resource. You say, have you ever had this problem? Have you ever had this problem? Someone is your client. Somebody convinces them to change during annual enrollment period or something else. They tell them, oh, yes, the doctors are network, prescriptions are covered. They come to see you and you go, sorry, I can't see you no more because you changed insurance. You make yourself available to fix those problems. I can fix that for you. When you go do that, research them first and bring them a new client. Oh, by the way, here's a piece of paperwork. This is a new client you're going to have that I enrolled, and you're their new doctor as of January. When you're giving them money, they're more likely to send people your way for you to fix.
100%. So the best way to build a great relationship with someone is to put money in their pocket by way of helping them grow their business and getting them a new client, right? So if you know of someone that does really good work that you have been having trouble getting in the door with, if you recommend them their services, they're more apt to want to meet with you. Typically, people that are doing really well in their business, they're really busy, right? So you want to make sure that you're standing out above anybody else, because they probably know 15 other people that do your job, but you're standing out for them, and they're going to send you their referrals because you're taking an interest in helping them grow their business. There are some CPAs that refer me that they're too busy. They have too much things going on. So I don't send them referrals. So it's really important to know what stage in their business they are. And for that particular CPA, I actually put them in touch with a bookkeeper in order to help them. And then funny enough, their partner called me and wanted to shop insurance. So it's just the gift that keeps on giving is helping others and really having a heart for service.
One more for you too.
Yeah.
If you're involved in things, I'm in the American Legion, I'm a vice commander there. If you're part of like the Moose Lodge, you're part of the VFW, you're part of any kind of special women's or men's organization, become a resource for them. Offer to do free events for them. Hey, let's do an educational event. Anybody has questions about Medicare? Anybody has questions about ACA? Anybody has questions about life insurance? Go in with the intent and tell them, you can't buy anything. I'm here just to educate. If you want more information, reach out to me later. First, they're going to trust you more because you're telling them flat out, I'm not selling anything here and you can't buy anything off me tonight. It gets you in, you become trusted, you become an advisor for that organization. They won't let anybody else in there because everyone else goes in, tries to sell immediately. Go in as an educator. You'll get leads. I've literally get about 30, 40 leads every year from 2 different organizations because I go in and do educational events only.
Yep. And so one thing that you pointed out is just being different from everybody else out there. There's a lot of people that are just wanting to sell, but you are there as someone that's going to educate, as someone that's a true expert, right? I don't know if anyone has ever gone somewhere and the people are like really wanting you to buy. That actually makes people not want to buy. that increases their defenses. But if someone pardon the language, but I call it big dick energy, right? If someone is just like, hey, if you want to buy from me, awesome. If you don't, no problem, right? That energy is something that draws people in. They want to do business with people that are experts, that people that are busy, that it's not really going to change their life whether or not you do business with them, but it's really going to help them see that you are a true expert, that you don't need they're not scouring for business in order to help them. Another thing, another way to really, we covered referrals, right? Really growing a really good nest egg of referrals. Any questions or anything else on that before we move on to the next topic?
A question is, what about the ads? Do you do any internet ads or anything like that? None of
I
that?
don't do any ads. No.
No. No
unfortunately-
radio or none of that? No TV?
No, I did one ad and it did get me one client, but we already have so much to do as insurance agents with our business. I really like to utilize the expertise of others in order to be able to get leads instead of me doing it myself. So for me, everyone has different goals and everyone has different things that they want to do. For things like a big ACA brokerage, they're going to want to do ads, they're going to want to spend marketing dollars because they need to get leads in order to keep their agents busy. Someone like you, Jim, you would want to get the right amount of people. And if you're going to do ads, you got to think about what are the people that are going to be watching these ads? Are they going to be people that are in my target demographic? Typically, people that head up large companies are not going to be watching TV. I mean, I have a TV just to have a TV. I don't ever watch it. So just keep that in mind, you know, when you're talking about ads. So number 2 is a great way to maximize your profits as an insurance agent is to cross-sell your clients. You've already built credibility with this person. They already know you. You probably have their social security number. You know, the best way is to, in order to maximize your profit, is to cross-sell. Now, something people are guilty of is they try to sell everything at once to everyone, and they try to make all this money. You know, it is, if you you have to pick your lane and be an expert in the field that you want, right? That you're the true specialist in. If you try to sell everything all the time, people, when they think of you, they're not going to know that you're the person, right? So whenever you introduce yourself, you always want to say what your specialty is. So for me, I specialize in helping self-employed families and business owners with health insurance, period, right? I can also do health, vision, dental, supplemental plans, cancer, blah, blah, but I do not tell people that, right? The thing that people are interested in the most is health insurance, right? So they want, that's what they see value in, right? They want to be able to go to the doctor's office and get that doctor visit partially paid for by the insurance, or God forbid something crazy happens, they want that covered, right? Once I sit down with the client and I learn about their needs, then I can offer them a solution that includes the things that I can cross-sell, right? So one of the questions that I ask is dental and vision important to you? And if they say yes, then I'm going to include that in the presentation in terms of what the solution is. If they, you know, and then after I'm done with the conversation with them, you know, I've sold them, I've helped them out with, I've probably helped them out with a health insurance plan, dental, vision, and also an accident plan in order to make sure that that huge max out of pocket is taken care of. Once I finalize doing that, I say, hey, John, you know, I recap everything. I say, hey, John, we've helped you out. You know, we're under budget and we have health insurance, blah, 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 life insurance, dental insurance. But you know what, John, we haven't talked about life insurance. When was the last time you reviewed your life insurance policy? And so then they'll say, oh, actually, you know, I have that through this and that and the other thing. So I create an opportunity to then cross-sell life insurance in a separate appointment. So sometimes too much information all at once can confuse somebody and can create a lot, you know, a confused mind does not make decisions. So, you know, focusing on being the expert in one thing, helping them, cross-selling products as needed, and then, you know, if creating a different opportunity to be able to follow up with them and get their life insurance taken care of, I've found has been very, very beneficial for me. So cross-selling, anyone else cross-sell stuff to their clients? Other things? Yeah,
Always.
always.
Yeah, I make sure that once they like have their like finances in order, that they have a will in place. So I definitely cross-sell that.
I
Nice.
always,
Yes.
I'll just say, I
Go
always
ahead.
try to explain and try to tag along critical illness benefits that doubles as life insurance through certain companies.
Yes. So I know that there's a lot of people that unfortunately their income isn't very high, and they don't have a lot of savings. And so something like a critical illness plan, it's usually super cheap. You know, if we can get them qualified for a really good discount on the marketplace, we can open up the budget for some benefits like that can really change your life if something like that happens. And so
Whose healthcare do you sell? What's the company name?
yeah, so most of us are brokers, so we are able to contract with companies that are not captive. So companies like Ambetter, Oscar, United, we sell all the things.
Hmm.
Awesome. Anyone found any specific tactics that are useful for cross-selling? Anyone had success with a specific way to cross-sell?
Yes. When it
Yes.
comes to supplemental along with either Medicare or regular health insurance. We have a little like needs analysis form.
Speaker.
You know, has there been any cancer in the family? Has there been any heart attacks, any stroke? Have you had any accidents yourself in the last 5 or 6 years, any of your family members? And then, you know, okay, you had an accident. Did you lose any work for that? How many days were you out? What did it end up costing you for your medical bills? And then we show them how, you know, certain different supplemental benefits could have put money in their pocket and kept them from losing their car that got repoed because they couldn't make the car payment, worrying whether they could make their home mortgage payment or pay for the electric or food during that time they were injured, and be able to offer a solution. We don't call it supplemental. We've changed the way we do that. We put
should
it
not
as
call it supplemental.
whole payment protection.
Yes, and so thank you so much, John. Doing a really great job in understanding the client's needs is really, really important to be able to present to them a solution that will help them, right? If I have a bunch of money in the bank and you didn't take the time to get to know that, and then you're presenting some kind of cheap insurance option, it might make me not really want to do business with you because you're making assumptions about me. But if we've taken the time to ask questions and really learn about the person's needs and what they've gone through, then we can relay it back to them and say, hey, you're never going to be in this situation again, because we're going to put this in place in order for you to not have to worry about having an accident and then being out of works, because we're going to put this in place in order for you to get money if something were to happen like that again. And so, and then think about too, the credibility that you're going to build with that person and how more apt they are going to be to give you referrals. So John crushes it in referrals, like absolutely kills it in getting referrals from his clients specifically. And so that's one of the main reasons, because he takes time to get to know what the person's individual needs are and then present a solution that's going to be able to help them moving forward, that's tailored to their situation, right? So great job, John. Awesome.
One of the things I learned by listening to somebody else is to make it easier to do that cross-selling is I let them know up right at the beginning, I'm here to help make sure I help you with your health insurance needs. And I show you the different holes and how to fill those holes. And that's the difference of being a broker and an agent, is as a broker, it's my responsibility to show you what that is, or I'm doing you a disservice. So I set that expectation right up front. And I say, is that fair enough? And I get that buy-in, yes. So when I start talking about it, there's that quick go, at the beginning, you told me you wanted me to tell you what these holes are, what your options are to fill it. Whether you choose to do that or not, that's on you. But I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you what they were, because I'm a fiduciary. I'm not just an agent.
I love that. And yes, technically we're not fiduciaries, right? We are, we're not, but we need to function like that, and I'm really proud that John functions as a fiduciary and making sure that they're taken care of in different ways. We know their whole lives, guys. Like, we ask them what their income is, we ask them what their health is, what their prescriptions are, all this stuff, like who their beneficiaries are. We know their entire life, right? And so people like John and I, we really love people, and we really want to take care of those people. And so making sure that we, present to them solutions, and really changing that mindset too, right? Because sometimes we're thinking, oh, well, we're stretching and we're offering all these different things. No, we actually are doing them a disservice if we don't offer those solutions, being that we are in a position to help them and to make sure that doesn't happen to them again. So really changing that frame of mind of saying, hey, we are doing this in order to help them. Whether they move forward with it is up to them, right? And if we did a good job in understanding their budget and really understanding their situation, they will move forward with it. They're, it's pretty much a done deal. But so we've gone over, number one way is referrals, right? And establishing relationships with people that are already talking to your target market, right? So you have to be really clear on your target market. You have to be really clear on who they're talking to and building relationships and helping those people. Number two is cross-selling, right? Really understanding their needs, being able to cross-sell and create opportunities for them to have multiple things with you, because obviously if they have their health insurance, their accident, their dental, their vision, they're going to be way less apt to move all those things to somewhere else. So that brings us to the next thing, is client retention. So how to keep clients coming back year after year. It is going back to that, really caring about them and really giving them a catered solution that's going to help them. The other thing that also John does a lot, like the John show here, that John does a great job of, is following up with that client, right? So yeah, he put it in the chat. So one thing that I do is I write them a personalized card. Yes, if you're selling or renewing 7 clients a day, yes, it is very cumbersome, but it helps me with gratitude in the morning. And on those days that are really tough, where you're like, oh my God, what am I doing with my entire life? Writing a note of gratitude saying thank you really helps with my personal mindset. And also it's a great personal touch. So I add on my thank you cards, I add a magnet to where it has my information, health insurance. I send it over, and I get not everyone writes me back, but I get a few people who tell me, hey, thank you so much for the card. They'll send me a quick text back. And I do get a lot of referrals from my existing book of business because I follow up. Also, answering the phone. It sounds crazy, but a lot of people don't do it. Once you sell someone, you want to add them on your phone. And when they call you, you want to pick up. Now, you never know. Sometimes I've been there, guys, where someone's called me and I'm like, oh my God, what do they need? What's going on? I have been able to direct them to JV, who is my assistant, who will direct them and help them out. But I at least send them, I at least give them the attention that they need, because that's, who else is going to help them, guys, right? Like they might have already called their 1-800 number. There's a reason why they're reaching out. And more times than none, it is that they have someone that they want to refer you to. So don't pick up the phone, help help the people. I know that that's technically not making you money, but if you change your frame of mind of saying, this is me earning, you know, my space as their agent, this is me working on my retention is going to be very helpful. And then also doing 30, 60, 90-day follow-ups. So 30-day follow-ups, sorry, so 30, you block, Helen says she blocked a lot of phone numbers. They're coming from the health insurance people. Well, believe it or not, something that I've heard a lot, Helen, is that once the agent has sold them, after that they don't pick up the phone. And so then it makes it really easy for John and I to be able to help them. And you can rest assured, Helen, that it's not someone like me and John calling. We literally don't even have time enough in the day to eat sometimes. So we have to block off time in order for us to eat because we're really, really honestly that busy helping people. But for back-to-back appointments, you can ask JV what my calendar looks like. But yes, so you want to make sure you call people 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. Now, if you are literally too busy, it's really easy to set it up in your CRM where it sends everyone a message. You want to do like a trickle message to send them a message to make sure they got their cards right on the first 30 days. Next 60 days is really understanding, hey, you know, do you understand your coverages? If there's anything that you haven't gone over, that's a really great opportunity to go over things like life insurance and stuff with them. And then the 90 days is just, you know, it really, it baffles me sometimes where people are so intent on finding new clients that they fail to take care of the people that that are already their clients, right? These are people that already bought from you, already see value in what you have to bring. What better people to refer you than people that have already gone through the process? And so that's something I didn't do too well when I first started, is I didn't do a great job of following up with my clients. But now that I do, we get so much referrals and so many people are pleased with our service just because we do what we say we're going to do. We pick up the phone, we follow up with them. And yeah, I will tell you, I only do like one follow-up throughout the year. I do send emails out with newsletters, and I have I know we have sent out newsletters to our clients and have done we've done spotlights for our clients and have, put, hey, this is, a quick story, a quick few paragraphs on how our clients are superstars. And that is a way that we've been able to also build really great relationships with our clients, with great referral relationships. Now, guys, I only have 2 minutes left. I hope that this information is something that you're going to take back and implement. If you guys can let me know the one thing that you learned today that you're going to implement in your business, please let me know. You can either put yourself off mute or you can write it in the chat. So yeah, so Medicare is, yes, building relationships first. I love that. Follow-ups. Yes, follow-ups are so important. Yeah, the 30, 60, 90-day follow-ups. And guys, even if you do just one follow-up, you're going to be way better than 99% of of agents. Building relationships with CPAs and bookkeepers. Yep. Building a system. Yes. Wonderful. Yes, guys.
One quick comment. If
Yeah.
you talk with client A and you bring up your, different cross-selling and they refer somebody to you and you don't talk to that other person in the same way and bring up those different type of supplements, they may question you, why didn't you mention to me about these things? How come I don't rate those? So you gotta be consistent.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's not, it's sometimes it's not as easy, right? Because maybe there's someone waiting, so if you're not able, yeah, being consistent is so super important. But also doing what you can with what you got, right? If you are um running late into another appointment, really making sure, hey, that you're taking care of this client, sending the other client a quick text message, letting them know, hey, I'm running a little bit behind, is really important so that you can really give your attention to your clients. Um, but guys, thank you so much for joining in. I know a few of you guys may have to go. This Zoom recording will be posted on our group. So we have a group through school. I will be following up with you guys and sending you guys a message letting you know how to join the group. It is free, so you can come back and reference this material. Also, we'll be having more Zoom trainings and more events coming up. So that's going to be a way for you to know what's coming up with us and staying on track. And then guys, keep me posted on your success, right? So write to us back and let us know what you guys are up to. Any questions too? If you want to talk about your specific situation and how I can help, please let me know. But yeah, I hope that you are going to implement the things that you learn. I know at the beginning when I started out as an agent, I learned a lot, but didn't implement a whole ton. And so I hope that you are going to do 100 times better than me and implement the learning that you learned today. If you guys need help, actually, I will type in my information in the chat here so you guys have it. And the best phone number to reach me is right here. All right, guys. Take care of yourself. Thank you, John, for being a part. Thank you, Cece. And Jim, thank you for your questions. Thank you, D. Stewart, for your input, and Anthony, too. And thank you, JB, for being here with us today. I also have an appointment. All right, guys. So I will be going. Catch you on the next one. Bye for now.